Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a kingdom called the Land of Magic. This kingdom was ruled by a kind and just king, who had a beautiful daughter named Princess Rose. Had long, flowing golden hair and big, bright blue eyes. She was loved by all the people in the kingdom, but there was one person who didn't like her at all. This was the evil sorcerer, Solter. Solter was jealous of Princess Rose's beauty and popularity. He decided to cast a spell on her that would make her fall into a deep sleep, and the only way she could be awakened was by true love's kiss. The king was devastated when he saw his daughter being in a deep sleep. He put out a decree that anyone who could awaken her would be given her hand in marriage and become the new prince of the kingdom. Many princes came from far and wide to try and awaken Princess Rose, but none of them were successful. Until one day, a brave young prince named Jack arrived at the kingdom. He had heard about Princess Rose's plight and was determined to awaken her. Jack went to the castle and kissed Princess Rose on the lips. Suddenly, the princess's eyes opened, and she looked up at Jack with a smile. The king was overjoyed, and he declared Jack the new prince of the kingdom. Solter, however, was not pleased with the turn of events. He decided to cast another spell, this time on the whole kingdom. He turned all the people into stone statues, except for Jack and Princess Rose. Jack and Princess Rose knew that they had to defeat Solter and break the spell. They set off on a perilous journey to find the sorcerer's lair. When they finally found it, they had to face many dangers, including fire-breathing dragons and giant spiders. But in the end, Jack and Princess Rose were able to defeat Solter and break the spell. The people of the kingdom were restored to their original form, and Jack and Princess Rose were married in a grand ceremony, with the king and all the people of the kingdom in attendance. And they all lived happily ever after. Another story. In a forest deep, deep into the heart of a mountain, there lived a mischievous gnome named Fredrick. Fredrick was always up to no good, and he loved nothing more than playing pranks on his fellow forest creatures. One day, Fredrick decided to play a trick on the forest's wise old owl, who was no end for his great wisdom and knowledge. Fredrick snuck up behind the owl and stole his magical book, which contained all the knowledge and secret of the forest. The owl was devastated and called a meeting of all the forest creatures to help him find his book. They searched high and low, but the book was nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Fredrick was having the time of his life, playing pranks and causing mischief with the help of the magical book, but he soon realized that his actions had consequences. The forest began to wither and die, and the animals were no longer happy. Fredrick knew that he had to make things right. He went to the owl and returned the book, begging for forgiveness. The owl forgave him, but he warned him that he would have to work hard to make things right. Fredrick set to work, using the knowledge in the book to bring the forest back to life. He worked tirelessly, planting new trees and tending to the animals. Slowly but surely, the forest began to thrive once again. The animals forgave Fredrick, and they all lived happily ever after. From that day on, Fredrick became known as the kindest and